Chapter 6. Control Structures in QBasic. What is a loop? A loop is iteration or repetition control structure which repeats a set of statements till the given condition remains true. To define a loop, a numeric variable which works as a counter variable is used. It is assigned an initial value, and this value is increased or decreased to reach a predefined final value. A test expression tests the value of the counter variable in each iteration. The test expression evaluates to true till the value of the counter variable has not reached the final value. The loop keeps repeating till the test expression evaluates to true and terminates or stops automatically when it becomes false. Loops are basically of two types. Unconditional loop. The loop which repeats a set of statements a specified number of times and does not involve a condition for iteration is termed as an unconditional loop. For example, for next loop. Conditional loop. The loop which repeats a set of statements on the basis of given condition being true is termed as a conditional loop. For example, while when, do while loop. For next loop. This loop repeats statements within the for and next command a specified number of times. In for next loop, the initial and final values are specified, and the concept of counter variable is also used. The counter variable counts the number of times the loop is repeated. The step statement may be included to increase or decrease the value of counter variable by any number. If the step command is not included, the default value for step 1 is used. The step command may also be a negative increment if the initial value is greater than the final value. The syntax is for counter variable is equal to initial value to final value step increment. Statements to be repeated. Next counter variable. After all the statements in the loop have been executed, the counter is incremented by the value specified by the step value. At this point, either the statements in the loop execute again based on the current value of the counter variable and the final value with which it is compared, or the loop stops and the execution continues with statements given after the next command. Example 1. For A is equal to 1, 2, 5. Print. The current value of A is semicolon A. Next A. Output. The current value of A is 1. The current value of A is 2. The current value of A is 3. The current value of A is 4. The current value of A is 5. Example 2. Example 3. While-when loop. While-when is a conditional loop. In this loop, the given test expression is first checked, and if it evaluates to true, depending upon the current value of the counter variable, the statements enclosed in the loop are executed. But if the given test expression evaluates to false, the loop stops executing and the other statements in the program starts executing. The syntax of the while-when is as follows. While, test expression, statements, increment or decrement expression, when. Let us write the same program using while-when loop, which we coded using for next loop. Example 1. Let A is equal to 1. While A is less than or equal to 5, print the current value of A is semicolon A. A is equal to A plus 1. When. In the above example, using while-when loop, the counter variable A is initialized with starting value 1. The test expression A is less than equal to 5 checks the current value of A in each iteration. As long as the variable A holds value less than or equal to 5, the loop is executed and it will print the current value of A. The statement A is equal to A plus 1 is given to increase the value of A by 1 after each execution. Example 2. Example 3. Advantage of using while-when loop. The main advantage of using while-when loop is that we can take care of user's response as to whether he is interested in executing the loop. Thus, it gives a lot of flexibility in executing the loop. Difference between for next and while-when loop. For next is an unconditional loop, whereas while-when is a conditional loop. For next executes for a predefined value of the counter variable, whereas while-when executes on a certain condition being true. In for next loop, the counter is incremented along with the condition, whereas in the while-when loop, counter has to be incremented separately. Nested loops. A nested loop is a loop comprising of more than one loop, wherein one loop is included within another loop. In a nested loop, the inner loop statement included within an outer loop is executed the number of times the outer loop is executing. Nested loops are used to handle complex situations where two or more variables related to each other are to be used in an operation. For example, consider that we have to calculate the total of 5 subject marks for 40 students each. Then, in this case, a nested loop would be required. Rules of using nested loops. Following points should be kept in mind while using nested loops. Each nested loop should have a unique counter variable. That is, we cannot use same variable as counter for different loops nested. Any type of loop may be nested within another. That is, a for loop may be nested within another for loop or while-when loop, and a while-when loop may be nested inside another while-when or for loop. The loops may be nested to any level. That is, we may nest loops up to 3, 4, 5 or even more than 10.